Just stop for 1 second and ask yourself these questions. Answer them honestly. Do you suffer from low mood? Do you have low energy? What about low libido, sex drive? Are you prone to depression? Are you prone to anxiety? Do you lack confidence? Do you get irritable? If you answer yes to any of these questions, there is a very good chance that you could just be suffering from low testosterone. Welcome. Click like and subscribe if you're not already. My name is Gavin. This is my self-improvement YouTube channel, Life XP, where I help men change themselves and their lives. All links are in the description. Now, it's common knowledge that testosterone levels are a third of what they used to be 100 years ago. I think the most recent measure for the average man is 300 nanograms per deciliter, which is considered normal. But given that they're a third of what they used to be, would it not be safe to say that low would be around 600 nanograms per deciliter, right? Because if our levels are supposed to be 1,000 nanograms and they're actually 300, and that's considered the norm, then do you understand what I'm saying? Low would really be 500 or 600. So that the actual average that most guys have is just way below fucking low. Like, it's a joke. And if that's the case, the average man is pretty much fucked. Okay, so tip number one to skyrocket your testosterone is you have to lift progressive overload. Now, there was a study done in August of 1989 where they took a group of subjects from 23 to 63 years old and they gave them training to do over 12 weeks, which involved all the major muscle groups, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps on all of those body parts. Now, they slightly increased the weight week on week and they took blood before and after all of these exercise sessions. They found that in every single age bracket, there was an increase in growth hormone and release of testosterone. But the study did also state that the older the subjects got, the less growth hormone and testosterone was released. But we know that, right? We know that testosterone is decreasing year on year, like pretty much over 35 or earlier, we lose 1% a year. And that's why it's so important to stay on top of your hormones when you get over 35. I wish I had known all of this when I was 30. Tip number 2 is improving your sleep. Now, this is, excuse the pun, but this is slept on massively. Like hitting that 7 to 9 hours. Not only that, but staying in your circadian rhythm, okay, which is when your body normally wants to go to sleep and wake up. So when it gets dark, take the blue light off of your phone. When it gets light again, wake up. So try to keep yourself to a normal sleep schedule. Now, I don't know what your routine is like, and for whatever reason, life can just happen. You're not always going to get to go to bed at the same time or wake up at the same time. But just as a general rule of thumb, this is a really good thing to stick to. The studies have shown that sleep deprivation can cause a significant decrease in testosterone. Tip number 3 is getting a decent level of fats into your body. Listen, eating fats does not make you fat, okay? Overeating anything makes you fat. Don't be scared to have fats in your diet. I remember, okay, like maybe some of you remember this, maybe some of you won't, but I'd say it was about 25 years ago. And I remember my dad was extremely overweight. He used to be like 21 stone. He was heavy. He went to the doctors and they were telling everyone around that time about their cholesterol and how terrible it was, telling everyone to cut fat, as much fat out of their diet as possible to reduce cholesterol. But the thing is that cholesterol is one of the major catalysts for making testosterone. Not only that, but cholesterol is found in every single cell in the body. It's also used to make vitamin D3 and estrogen in men and women. So bear that in mind. It's a major cog and a part of the machine and what goes into making our hormones and keeping them regulated. I think lots of oily fish, lots of steak, lots of eggs, cheese, avocados, nuts, stuff like that. Tip number 4 is using supplements. Now, I've already said that our testosterone is a third of what it used to be. So even if you do improve your sleep, even if you do lift progressive overload, even if you do get decent nutrition, it might not be enough to pull your testosterone up from 300 to the nines or 1,000. Also, there may be times where, you know, you're trying to cut down on your calories. Maybe you're cutting out certain foods. Maybe you don't like salmon, but you still need fish oils. Do you know what I mean? So this is where supplements can really be useful. I recommend taking a vitamin D3, a vitamin B complex, magnesium, zinc, and fish oils. These are like my major go-tos that I take every single day. Also, you can get a natural testosterone booster. This really helps. You don't have to buy mine, but shop around and make sure that you're getting a good one that isn't just like a single ingredient like ashwagandha for fucking $40 a month. Do you know what I mean? Just shop around and find a good one that you like the look of. Now, tip number 5 is cutting as many plastics out of your diet as possible. Now, bisphenol A, also known as BPAs, which you've probably heard, the toxic action in these appears to affect the male reproductive system and male fertility especially. It also decreases testosterone concentration not only in the serum, so your actual jizz, but also in the testicular tissue. And studies show that effects are dose dependent. So the more exposure you have to this, the worse it is. Stop drinking water from plastic bottles. Avoid plastic packaged foods as much as possible. Where you can, use glass Tupperware. It's also found in tan lotion and sunning, like, you know, tanning oil. So you need to think twice about what you're buying before you oil up for summer. I actually have a testosterone optimization course inside my free community, which is also free. And there's also a progressive overload training program in there, which is also free. There's basically like an app that you use with that, and it tracks all of your weights and all of your progress for you, so you don't have to do it. You just go and you just click on the workout and it loads it for you. Guys, remember, it is your God-given right to be successful, and it's your responsibility to reach your potential.